Alright, it should be starting now. It's starting now. Have we begun? Alright, great. I better not do anything stupid. So, today, I want to look over the Neurosyndicate stuff. Because there's a lot of stuff here. This was a really big, huge content update for Neurosyndicates. And it also reveals something very, uh, sorry, words hard. Very exciting. Because this is a event where you have to choose factions, and then one of them was gonna win something. Apparently, there's gonna be like free alt arts. So, just gonna like start reading the Neuro Syndicate's overview, just to give like a couple people time to get in here while we're waiting to actually get into the fun stuff, which is looking at the new factions. Also, if you wanted to avoid Zombie Stories spoilers, I'm sorry, you clicked on the stream. Big mistake. Here it is. So, Neurosyndicates. It's a pack word about immortality. Eisenhower, uh, big smart man, is like, yo, we're gonna create the green goop. Then they create the green goop. Uh, Neurosyndicates explores that green goop, which makes people literally unable to die. Uh, which is, I think that's what it does at least. Who knows? Block squares lore is hard. Uh, and nobody actually like reads these, right? Unless like you're a nerd. Okay, well I read them, but I'm not gonna read them on stream because they're boring. So let's just start getting into the syndicates now. The first one. This one's the one I'm gonna be honest. I like this one the least. If you support the Nephi Co, good for you. I I don't. I don't care about them at all. So basically, what this is there's like a millionaire child, right, who has a lot of money, and what he wants to do is he wants to like make a corporation to sell this uh green goop. I'm just gonna call it the enzyme because I don't want to say green goop the entire stream. So Scott wait, Apollo Scott the Waz is I can't believe they actually added Scott the Waz to block cards. Hey, all Scott here. Basically, what he wants to do is make a corporation to sell the neuro enzyme, make money. Blue TNT, got any trips for streaming? Don't ask me. Trust me, this is the worst stream setup you've ever seen. Or video making. My number one tip is to well, be funny first of all. Now that's not a talent that many people have, so yeah. If you aren't funny, I don't recommend streaming or making videos, because otherwise people are just not gonna have fun watching you. And second, like actually put effort in. If you don't do that, your videos are just gonna suck. What I personally do is when I make a video, I think of would I personally watch this. Now, for some, if you're like a tutorial video, if you're making the tutorial, you probably wouldn't watch it because you already know how to do that thing. So yeah, but if you're making like something else, like a gameplay video, if you're not watching it yourself, like if you want to watch it yourself, it's probably not very good. So at least make it so you can watch it yourself without like actively cringing. I look at some of my older stuff and actively cringe, but it's because I was younger. So yeah, that's a tip. My theory is that temptation, tempted by redemption, discovery, rebirth, and joining the cause are all part of the same cycle. Oh, with with these guys, I haven't gotten there yet, but we'll talk about it, I guess. It might be part of the same cycle, who knows? Yeah, those ones. I I, I might talk about those, but they don't have effects connected to them, so I don't have much to go off of. So, let's actually start talking about this faction. Now, if you don't know what factions are, they're not archetypes, they're basically just play styles. So while they don't have like archetyped effects, they do have like similar effects that work together. Their arts are so similar, it's kind of like the corporate cycle. Green emoji. Okay. Um, I can see where you're coming from. Good theory, I guess. Just have to wait and see. So, the blue yellow archetype, the rich millionaires, it's got the Waz archetype, not archetype, faction, sorry. And it send and what the hell? I was gonna study for midstream, but I studied watching instead. I should probably study after this too. I'll be honest. we're both taking time out of our day to not study. Anyways, I still haven't been able to talk about this archetype. I'm just too busy interacting with chat. Shouldn't do that. The first archetype faction. Sorry, I'm gonna get mad at myself this entire stream watch. So, what this pair does is has a mechanic called Serene or Serene. I don't know how to say it. It's a weird word. What it does is it puts a target, not really a target, it puts a card into play as an unlocked 100 fighter, and then it obliterates during your end step. When I'm studying, I'm always asking the question, why am I studying? True. Science. Science? Is that how you say it? I thought it was like that. Thanks. So, I don't know what the payoff for this is. I'm assuming that the way this works is there's going to be an on-death effects that will like work with this, right? Because like if we look at Lawyer of the Last Moments, it has an on-death effect. So I'm assuming that maybe you'll be able to do some crazy stuff with that. But right now, I feel like we have too little information to know if this will actually be like a fun way to play the game. And honestly, like, I find it funny that he's just got the Waz, like the guy who's the leader of this. But also, their motives are really boring. So I'm gonna give them like a 5 out of 10. Like they're kind of average. We have like the mechanic just doesn't seem to immediately click with me. You know, maybe when this attacks could be use of it. Yeah, that too actually. Because on attack effects would also trigger. Blue Team T, here's a recommendation for who you should join. Join Smileys. Okay, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. That's probably my favorite one so far, but we're getting there. Next is the Bloxpar Mayor Androsia. I think that's how you say it. Look, okay. I don't know the names or most of the names for this. I'm just going with what my head thinks they are. And I'm gonna be honest, they're probably not. They're not probably not right. Like you could beat him up in an alley. Like he looks like he would just lay on the ground and cry in tears. You probably could, honestly. He looks super punchable. He's like that punchable face. Anyways, so this is basically the dictatorship of the pack, which is pretty epic, honestly. And sure, they do have a election on quotation marks. He has a nerd emoji energy. True. Actually, I'm wondering what his effect would be. Has to be something with science, but might be like whenever you have science do something. Anyways, onto the literal dictator of Bloxburg. So this guy held elections with quotations where basically he just cheats them and makes it so he's the only candidate and that he rigs the vote every time. And that's a take on politics, I'd say. Inject sounds like a breeding ground for stupid combos. Exactly. So the part I'm actually care about is number one, it's a red blue dual color, and red blue is one of my favorite dual colors. I love it. Actually, I love all the dual colors in this game, like blue yellow dual color, really fun to play. Red blue color, really fun to play. Green yellow, amazing. I just love dual colors, okay? But red blue is definitely like up there as one of my cooler ones, especially since Hallyu and Youngling have like the oh bad. It's what is it? The Hallyu and Youngling with bad art, political boredom, lame. Oh god, more red blue. Imagine injecting something like Little Nas. Um, repeatable cast effects. Little Nas inject is actually really good, isn't it? Because like, well, I mean, there's probably better things you can inject, right? Like Angelic God Beast, technically. You can't actually like get it in red blue, but Angelic God Beast is amazing with this. Just a theoretical ideal, though. You really just are not be able to get it. And honestly, I feel like Inject has a lot of interesting plays. So I haven't even read the card yet. Oh, Peacebreaker. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's okay. So Inject. If this card isn't zombified, destroy it, and give its controller a 500, 400 zombified copy of it. It costs 2 color studs, and that's basically it. Basically, you get to set a target fighter stats to 500, 400, and then cast it again. Some fun things you can do with this is you can target enemy fighters with it. So if like, let's say the enemy has a giant beat stick. Are you trying out teasers from the start? No, just from like this point onwards, because that's the part I want to actually talk about. Wait, never mind, never mind. There's a lot of teasers, by the way. Like, there's been teasers for months now. If you haven't been reading them, catch up. Well, months now? Yeah, no, actually months now. Jeez. So I feel like Inject has a lot of fun plays with it. Inject self-target. Why would you do that? Well, I mean, unless there's like a reason why you would want to self-target. Like, maybe you want to. There's like an extra cast effect with the Inject fighter. Who knows? Anyways, I feel like Inject is going to be really fun to play with, and honestly, it's going to be good in generic red blue as well, because Inject destroy immune target. That too. That's something I'm actually kind of scared of. I do hope they eventually. If they give it obliterate though, it won't target or trigger uh, on death effects. I don't know. I feel like it should be like destroy it then obliterate it. Doesn't that mean you could use it as an answer to something like Burning Phoenix? Yes. Yes, it is because like beat sticks will just like have their stats set. Because I bet there's gonna be a funny combo like inject Lua. What would inject like which the colorless Lua? Why would you want to inject that? I don't I don't know what Lua there is you would want to eject. Maybe we're thinking of the wrong card. Who knows? But yeah, this looks really fun to play with. Maybe they should add Near Syndicate's keyword immune or something like that. Yeah, yeah. It probably will be like inject immune, honestly. Wouldn't be surprised. Luke Cadet is meh. True. Unless you have like a billion cards you can discard, it's meh. Honestly, I feel like this is gonna be one of the more fun archetypes to play with at the when this update releases, just because inject seems like a really cool effect. Science, then inject. Huh. I didn't think about that before, but The 4 red, 4 blue Lua. Okay, but why would you inject that? Wouldn't Saiyans make it zombified, lol? Hold up, but it doesn't make it zombified. It just says put a card into play as an unlocked 100 fighter. It doesn't make it zombified. Like triggering and in fact trigger like Booming Boomer. Okay, Saiyans Inject might actually be a combo. Who knows? We'll have to see when the update releases. Honestly, I I think this archetype has like some funny cards you could have, that's just a commentary on politics. But right now they just seem generally boring, except for the fact they seem really fun to play so far. Inject looks like it could have a million awesome plays. You could eject the Wielder for Red Blue. Yeah, injecting Wielders will be very good. Like that's so much ramp. You could also use inject on stuff like Trey to like give it more HP and get like a second red defender. Yeah, this one looks amazing. So far, I really like this one, but I don't know. The political faction just doesn't seem like 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 there could be some cool cards and card arts, but I mean, come on, look at this card art. It's so plain. There's like nothing going on. He's just looking at you. Okay, I'm spitballing here, but what if you inject an EL? Yes, smileys. Widely's amazing. All right, we're getting to smileys. I'm just let me answer this question. Like Sunless, yes, inject an EL would work if there's like a inject that doesn't. If there's an inject that doesn't cost blue. If all the injects cost like some blue and some red, then it just won't work. Boo, I don't like smileys in there, nerd. Okay, I'm gonna say it now. The smileys is on the top of my list right now. The NPC, but admittedly funny choice. Yeah. So, but we have to choose. We're both taking time out of our days that we could use this day for school, but we have to stay in the stream. So let's call it even. Okay. You want me to end the stream fast? All right. We're gonna have the speedrun timer soon, so that I can end it faster. So, the Smiley family. Basically, they are a bunch of hobo murderers who I think were a bunch of orphans at some time. Where does it say that? Yeah, orphans, literally right here. And, you know, the idea of just a bunch of murder hobos going around killing people is kind of fun, I guess. But I love their art so much. All the Smiley art has been so good. It's so good. I love that aesthetic so much. And plus, red yellow is really fun as a current dual color right now. I currently play it all the time because I love red yellow. Red yellow Leo Tam is one of my favorite decks. Hold up, I just noticed something. Ignore the list over there, by the way. Smiling art reminds me of Benny and the Ink Machine. I can kind of see it. Fluffle when he actually does his art for his own enjoyment. That was made by Briggy. But yeah, I think there has been some Fluffle arts made by well, Fluffle arts. No, there has been some arts for the Smiley family made by Fluffle. And also, their mechanic Ransack both fits perfectly with what they are, and also, well, so far seems like it. Literally every other Smiley art is Fluffle. Oh, okay. Thanks for notifying me. Ransack, well, it's a simple effect. I feel like it has a lot of open options because it's so simple, right? There's a lot you can do with Ransack just because it's just destroy some parts in your graveyard and then do an effect. I don't know how you would like add. I don't know. I guess this would just be an archetype where you would add cards to your graveyard, is so you can trigger your bigger effects or something like that. Kind of like inverse Yore. So yeah, right now the Smiley family looks really cool. I love their aesthetic so much. All their arts are amazing. Their backstory is pretty good. I don't want to say generic, but Ransack is generally good. Okay, out of all of the keywords, this one's the most open-ended. This one is the one with the most possible options you can do with it. And plus, you don't even have to trigger the Ransack effects. You can just not do it. It's technically a bonus effect. Radio doesn't really benefit from the graveyard, so yeah, that too. It's like a major resource, honestly, for like strong effects. Like for example, the card it's referencing here. I think this is one of the strongest effects in the that we've seen so far because 400 damage is very good, and also generating 2 red and 2 red is 2 red and 2 red, 2 red and 2 yellow. I think it's actually you get studs from casting this, right? Because it only costs 3, so well, it's in yellow, and yellow has a bajillion summoning slash clone effects. True, you could just run like tour ship stowaway and stuff like that. And I guess like currently red yellow doesn't benefit from graveyard effects, but they will when the update drops. Actually, I'm pretty sure when the update drops, every single color will have something to do with graveyard effects. Anyways, that's it for the Smiley family. I really do like them, but we still have a couple more to go. So let's not get too ahead of ourselves wildly. Next is probably the most chill one of the group, which makes sense since it's green blue. It's the Archive. The Archive is literally just like one robot lady who wants to use the enzyme. Archive sounds pretty boring. They are pretty boring, I'll be honest. But they're also not like actively evil or like actively trying to gain anything other than just like they're actually doing this out of self righteousness, I guess, which makes them like praying where Lord Breakers are cool to see if I can make a red green EL good because I'm on the Lord Breaker artist team. Cool. Otherwise, I just do the generic goober environmentalist group. I don't think they're an environmentalist group, are they? Like all the archive seems to be is like just trying to preserve the wildlife to. Well, I guess that is environmentalist, I guess, but it's trying to preserve it specifically to have history, right? And the only reason I even care about the archive at all is because of that concept of preserving history. It provides a very interesting thing where we could potentially have like different like time periods in one faction. So like we could have an Alucard in the archive faction because it's it's an archetype or faction all about having stuff from different time periods. Why can't you just end it here and pick Smileys? Because otherwise the stream would be way too long. But I do think their mechanic being recur is like, come on, so many other things have recur right now. And I guess like when Archive releases, we already know what like recur is going to be like. We know what recur combos with. We know how to use it correctly. Whatever, we already know all about recur. But I feel like it's so boring because one, it's the simplest effect, and two, we already have it. The only thing I'm hoping for here is that the archive will have cards from different time periods that will be able to be used. And that's it. I literally don't care about anything else this archetype has. Although Robot Lady is kind of cool. Otherwise, I literally just don't care about them. They're very low on my list. Alright, so here's the thing about Plural. I mean, Zombie Stories already has the Alardino, so I guess that counts for something. Actually, the Alardino, what color is that? Is that red green as well? Archive is the most okay out of all the factions, honestly. I agree with you. It's the most like, it's not bad. It's just not good. Yep. Cat girls puke. Okay, here's the thing. I also say cat girls puke, but the problem is that do you know how many people in the Blocks Cards community like cat girls? Do you have any idea? No, please, on the stream, I don't want to see the furry faction. Ew. Do you have any idea how many furries there are? Furry faction. No, we're just gonna. You don't need to see the art. You can. Yeah. So the peace, love, unity, respect, responsibility, altruism, love, or plural. Hold up, they have love in here twice. I just realized that. So I think this is probably the most important one to the lore right now because we already know all about Sarah and her escapades into the Babylonian descent, anti-cat girl legion. So this one's probably going to be the most entwined with the actual story, right? Now let's go over their mechanic, Bliss. If four or more allied fighters have died in a single one of your turns, you're in Bliss for the rest of the game. And the example effect here is when this card is cast, summon two zombified cat girls. When this card dies, if you're in Bliss, summon two 100/100 cat girls. By which. So here's the thing about Bliss. In my opinion, Bliss is just Crowd's flavor, but like slightly different. Because like it's all about having a board. You know, on second thought, cat girls aren't even bad. Even Caitlin's group, I forgot, is better. Because I wonder if Bliss is just gonna be like Crowd Slayer. That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's just gonna be like spam the board, kill the board, and then use Bliss to win the game. I feel like it's just gonna be Crowd Slayer 2, but this time it's green yellow. And the thing is, I do like green yellow. I wish there was more green yellow stuff. So I do like no, I can't show that. People will complain. I do like the fact that we are getting more green yellow stuff. But like, why does it have to be Crowd Slaver the sequel? It's just Crowd Slaver with extra steps. Actually, I think it's just Crowd Slaver that's easier to obtain. Because the thing is with this, you don't have to get 8 fighters. You just have to get 4. And also, if you get like soft white before you can get there, good. You wanted your fighters to die anyways. Oh, it says a single one of your turns though. So if like you get Mezzied or Baba'd or something like that, it won't actually count, will it? Huh. I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be Crowd Slaver 2 for some reason. Although I do think the like mindset that everyone should just have the happiness forever is like a cool, interesting mindset to debunk and make fun of because it's absolutely stupid. Anyways, moving on from plural. Actually, but before we move on from plural, I have a feeling that this is going to be one of the more popular factions. Sorry about that. Mike died. I thrust want everything beautiful and Pillow wants everything painless. Basically, yeah. I feel like Plural is going to be one of the more popular factions because of the fact there's a bunch of furries in the Blocks Cards community. Okay? That's the only reason. And also because we already know who Sarah is. The fact we know who Sarah is gives that, like, we have more interest in Plural because we want to see how Sarah gets to the point she does at the end of the story. Anyways, the Lord Breakers. This is the one that Gibbo has been excited for. And honestly, I think this is probably my second favorite, just behind the Smiley family. Because I love red green. I think it's definitely my favorite dual color, yeah. It's the first one I made like a actual real deck for. Red green swap, pretty epic. I just love red green. So basically the Lord Breakers are a bunch of rioters who want a rebellion. That's the vibe I got with it. Who basically they want to overthrow the current mayor of Bloxburg. Now, live Wily Gamer reaction to Red Green faction. Wily Gamer, say something now. What is he? What is that? Why did he react like that? I also think that their take on the enzyme, just being like, get rid of it, we don't want it, is probably. They don't know about the Secret Seventh faction. Monkeys led by zombified Harambe. Alright, we'll look at that one next. Um, what is the seventh what is zombified Harambe have to do with blocks cards? So, Liberate. Let's talk about Liberate. The Liberators seem like the most sensible faction. Actually, I feel like the sensible thing to do with immortality is to use it. But I think the Lord Breakers are the ones with the most foresight as to the actual human nature of how things usually work out. Because also Michaela got re-arted, it's just a bit ahead. Okay. Thanks for that. Why would you use immortality? Okay. You know what the biggest human fear is? Death. The biggest human fear is death. You know what immortality is? The ability to just remove death. That's why it's sensible to use immortality. At least that's my take on it, at least. But the Lord Breakers, they're probably like the most. Well, they're probably the ones who can see the actual way that's gonna work, where everyone's just gonna try and abuse it, which they do. So yeah. Other than that, I think Liberate is a fun effect for red green as well. Being able to cast cards from your graveyard is nifty, and in red green where you have a bunch of effects that just kill your own fighters, actually makes it a lot better. For example, we have the 150 haste Liberate, where you can just keep casting this over and over again. Well, you can't cast it over and over again because of fading, but you can cast it at a later time because of Liberate. Um, I just hope that not all the effects are like this week. If the M sign can be used without running out rich people, we will never die. Oh, if the enzyme can be used without running out, rich people will never die. Yeah, because money. That's also true. Yeah. I think Liberate's going to be very fun to play with. I just have to see more of the effects to see what they've done with it. Blue T, did your mic stop working or did my speaker start working? My mic is still picking up audio on my OBS. Hold up. I'm just gonna look at my YouTube. Liberate looks completely insane. Trixie, you're probably not wrong. It also looks like fun to play with. Let me just see if my. Probably not wrong. Also keep in mind the cost. If it's like a cheap or pure 150 haste, Liberate could be really good. Okay, I think your speaker's just acting up. If we are, if we're getting more Liberate cards, we probably are. Imagine like scouting out some monster unit. You still have to use the studs, right? Then just getting them all back. Well, I, I agree with you. The fading does kind of balance it. Does it balance it out? I don't know. You're right. You could just like mass discard and then still cast the card you discarded that turn. I feel like the only problem, yeah, but what is green known for? Stud generation. I mean, red's not really known for stud generation, but like red, blue, green does have alpha tree, so right. But you're still getting card value exactly. That is another point. It's a way to get card value on something you just wouldn't be able to get card value on before. I don't know. That's a potential use of it. Being able to cast a fighter twice. Well, I mean, there's a bunch of effects that allow you to basically just cast a fighter again. But Liberate's the most like easy to use out of all of them because you can just pop up your graveyard, cast the fighter, easy done, boom bop. The devs basically took out all the ramp cards and dumped it into green. It really depends on the cards you get, but this looks like it has a crazy ceiling. Yeah, as long as like we don't get anything with insane effects, um, like we should be fine. I hope they just like consider the fact that you can cast this again after it dies at any time. Anything you can cast infinitely has got to be good in one way or another. You can't cast this infinitely as they have fading, right? Doesn't fading mean it doesn't go to the graveyard? What do you think on the Lord Breakers from a moral standpoint? Morally, I think like messing with like life is it's a moral gray area, especially. Do your moral approach the Enzyme aligns with theirs? I feel like they're like the one faction that realizes this can only go bad. I keep reading that. I keep not reading the whole keyword descriptions, lol. Okay, morally, I think messing with death is like cheating death is kind of a bad thing most of the time. It never ends well for anyone, right? Although we haven't like there's only been one person that there I don't know. I really like their grounded view on the M sign. Yeah. Seeing that like it will be abused. Cuz like the M sign is just like any form of power, right? If a bad person gets it who just wants to abuse it, they'll abuse it. So they just don't want that because immortality is very strong and can be used for very, very bad ends, especially if they're like fully against the mayor right now. And who knows, maybe we'll learn more about him that makes him evil. You have all these people running around abusing the M sign, and you have the Lord Breakers as a potential voice of reason. I really like them. If it could be organized or something, no immortality could be a net positive, but considering humans are humans, it would be nigh impossible. That that's like the reason why Lord Breakers are actually sensible in some form. I don't know. Lord Breakers brings something really interesting to the table, because they, out of all the factions, they're the only ones who are like, hey guys, what happens when like people start abusing this? Like they're the only ones not just completely relishing in the strength in this power. Well, there are debates on if immortality is a good thing or not, and our Lord Breakers are on the side of no. Lord Breakers are the only ones on the side of no, actually, which is why they're interesting in this pack. Anyway, so that's all the factions. We've reviewed all of them now. It's not true immortality. It technically isn't true immortality, yeah. You can just stop taking your doses. Exactly. Although I feel like there's a moral dilemma where what happens when I revive someone from the dead who doesn't want to be revived? Like with the Enzyme, I feel like that's a moral dilemma that just hasn't been explored yet. It probably will. Anyways, that's all of them. Now we can cross off the first skull on our spreadsheet. We just nech. And now we're on the second one, which is gonna be the hardest one. We're getting to propaganda. Don't worry. Haha, smileys. uh, yeah. But either way, people are gonna abuse the crap out of it. So, first of all, I'm just gonna go through all the factions and my opinions on them. Number one, no. Oh, did my thing get filtered out? What thing? Okay, but thing about immortality. This has become an immortality argument stream. Amazing. Oh my. Okay, I went on this whole thing about how the enzyme could be used to force people to stay alive. It got filtered out. I like how whatever tricks he says got filtered out, but not Hitler. That's basically what the smileys do. Okay, but like one of my messages is getting filtered out too. Does it have the word baller in it? If it has any form of a baller in it, I have filtered that out because of one guy in the last stream kept just spamming baller. That's the only thing I've actually filtered, okay? Hold up, maybe like that's what do you have filtered? Just baller. Literally just baller. I don't know what got filtered for me. I also think YouTube chat, like if I try and type a swear in chat right now, it will not work. Even though this is technically a 13 plus stream, because YouTube is stupid. Can I say torture? Yeah, you can. Suffering? Yep. Let's here. Let me try. Torture, suffering, pain. Okay, so I don't like these guys. These guys seem so boring, but I like inject. Okay, do I even have to talk about the other ones? Of course I'm picking the Smiley family. Of course I am. Of course. Fluffy, I don't want to be associated with the furries. Of course I'm picking the Smiley family. And maybe if like the Lord Breakers have some new cards that are really cool, they're the second. They're the second one on my list. I really like them as well. Look here. Okay, Trixie. I think Smiley Family is probably the coolest one, just because their art is the ones that have appealed to me the most. Although this new Michaela art is, it's so good. I love it. I know. Right now, the battle for me is between Smiley Family and the Lord Breakers. The rest are pretty good. I mean, pretty good is a strong statement. Okay, that was mean. I also find it funny that the end sign is inevitable scarcity. You just simp for I bleed orange. I get it. I see you. Well, no, I simp for blood. I see your aim. Bloodlust. Trixie. Lord Breakers. No more generic good cards. I feel like Lord Breakers are just going to be that generic good card faction, isn't it? It's not going to be have. It's not going to be the one where there's actual synergy. It's just generic good cards. There might be. Who knows? I'm not the game developer. I don't know. Although I'm gonna be honest with you. The Smiley family, like the whole cult thing, it's kind of interesting, but the stream chat filter is weird. How much is it filtering? I'm gonna have to look at this afterwards so that like next stream like all the cool messages don't get filtered out. I hope smileys aren't just boring on casts. I mean this is actions are basically just on casts, but without the fighter part. It's filtering very specific words, I think. Maybe it's filtering the word murder. Who knows? Like I type the blue yellow faction and it filtered it. Hold up, is it filtering Nefi Ko? I don't know if it's trying to think I'm trying to say a certain 5 level. Oh, wait, what? Okay, okay. It's just doing its censoring. That could be it, honestly. It would be hilarious, but I doubt it's not actually doing that. Yo, look at the lawyer eye. It's so good. I wonder who made that. Yeah, wonder who. I want to know them. YouTube also hates the blue yellow faction. This art 10 out of 1 billion. Wait, no, that would be bad. 1 billion out of 10. Sorry. It's confused my numbers there. Who dodged a bullet there? No, it's filtered my spiky nose smile. Who did this to me? Is it filtering the spiky nose smile? No. No, wait, hold up. Where's the spiky nose smile? What's the emoji actually called on the YouTube platform? Where is it? Who did this to me? Susan Wojcicki. She is specifically targeting you right now. Targeted harassment. But yeah, no, I think the Lord Breakers have the more interesting goals. So it was a close fight, but Smiley family, screw off. Lord Breakers are my new friends. All right, now that we've successfully completed just close this. Now that we've successfully done the hardest part of the stream, which was picking a faction and not getting canceled by everyone, we have the last goal of the stream. It's time. We need to spread as much propaganda as possible. Now, hold up, I can just remove this now. I'll remove that too, so you can't see my layers. How bad I am at using uh, paint.net. How do I? Just gonna move this entire thing actually. So, I will never enjoy it. Smileys. You'll never make it work. Friendship ended with Smileys. New friendship started with Lord Breakers. Which faction are we joining? It's time for the Lord Breakers! Hold up, I'm gonna just... I'm gonna need to take this save image. Save. I'm gonna need that file later. So, we need to spread as much Lord Breaker propaganda as physically possible. Lord Breakers, yes! Lord Breakers, let's go! Screw immortality. Who even needs it, man? Like, just don't die. Easy. Like, if you actually die, skill issue. Wait, I don't like where this is going. Lord Breakers. Wait, I don't like where this is going. Hold up. Wait, aren't the Lord Breakers against propaganda? How are we gonna... How are we gonna get around that part? Hold up. I feel... This might be harder than we thought. Wait, no, I thought you were picking Smileys. Based. No, Lord Breakers have a more interesting goal, in my opinion. Although I was picking Smileys before, but after this, Lord Breakers has won me over. No, the Lord Breakers are like the embodiment of propaganda. Okay, but I thought, I thought he would be the embodiment of propaganda. Why are the Lord Breakers supposed to be like the opposition to Androsida? However you say it. They're like countercultural entities. I mean, what do they even do to spread propaganda? All it says here that they are a radical activist organization. Maybe you're right. Let me just read this again. Several organizations explain fear the poor and exploited, thus they have intensified. They want to make the inside illegal. She's deeply aware of what it can do. We break the Lord so hard that even flex tape can't fix it. Oh, they're anti-enzyme propaganda. Woo, propaganda, Lord Breakers. Okay. I think I see where you're coming from. So, what we need to do, right? Let's say this is the enzyme. That's okay. I read the card effects for 0.5 seconds and they seem extremely complex. Read it for another 5 seconds. Trust me, man. It's really not that hard. Like which card effects? Which one are you confused about? Oh yeah, here we go. My paint. My amazing skills. Alright. Ah yes, enzyme. Yum yum enzyme. No, hold up. Let's add a needle, right? Cause then don't you get injected with the enzyme? I just realized. Yeah. Get rid of the green slime. Shoot it with a gun. I just realized the Lord Breakers are like the anti-vaxxers of the Bloxcreds universe. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the enzyme, right? We're gonna have a no, and then oh no, the vaccine part. So I don't like this. Oh no, Trixie knows exactly where this is going. Don't get your hold up. Uh, don't get your. Oh my. I'll just make the text smaller. 100. Don't get your kids vaxxed. Hold up. Oh, don't get your don't get your kids. I mean not vaxxed. Enzyme. Sorry, my bad. Don't. Blue team, can you move the chat so we can just screenshot this? Yeah, sure. Hold up. Goodbye, guys. I gotta finish this up. Don't get your kids injected. Uh, this is so bad. Hold up. What else can we do to make this even better? TNT getting canceled. Hurry up with TNT. Very helpful message from TNT. It's just injected, guys. Trust me. Hold up. I'm gonna make this text smaller. Hashtag no. Lord Breakers won't be disrupt and unalive when the enzyme runs out because you'll be completely okay. And them holding up signs the same boo, Emzyme suck. Cancel. Shh, shh. I'm not canceled yet. Right? I'm not canceled yet. Okay, but what should the hashtag be? Hashtag no. Hashtag, uh, I hate. If you don't give me free comm, I'm taking this out of context. No, no, guys, it's not that serious. The enzyme will give your kids undeadism. You may not be canceled yet, but the ratio is impending. Look, we'll be fine. Ups. Okay. Does that fit? Probably not. I'll have to just make this smaller. Anti-vaxxer blue TNT real. Reg be obscene Emzyme. Hashtag not my kids. Immortality is gonna take their lives. Hashtag not my kids. Hashtag no zombies. There we go. Hold on, we should make a minion meme next. I've been pinged. Oh, it was not by anyone important. Alright, hold up. I gotta find the minion meme. Minion. Images. Oh, here we go. This is perfect. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Save image as Lord Breakers prop. I feel like I went here to like help support one of the factions, and really all I've done is ruin one of them. Blue Team T, you stopped someone from being a furry. You should be proud. Blue Team T, this is a pretty good Facebook post. Yeah, you know, I've just males can't be moms. He's not a Facebook mom. Who says I'm not a Facebook mom? Get him out of my chat. Let me just get the new file. Here it is. I will stop saying stop vaccinating to people in the Discord. No, no, not the minion. Come on. Accept. Oh no. This is our fate. Hold up, I just gotta make this bit smaller. Alright, there we go. Get it out of here. Sorry, I'm making my Facebook mom transformation. You can't stop me now. Why is the minion PNG named Lord Breakers? You see, I only downloaded it for this stream. Kick it. Okay, if you want me to like make fun of the minion, hold up. I'm gonna call this one Bob, even though I don't even know if it's the right one. Bob's Bob didn't. Uh, Bob didn't take. I thought Red Blue was the Boomers song. No, no. Now even the rebellious teenagers are Boomers. I have a son nerds to stop being with the Lord Breakers. Why? Facebook minion page memes, but instead of minions, it's doges. I could do that. I could also not. Oh, I've made some great things today. Bob didn't get injected. Bob didn't get the. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. It's too far. Injected. You shouldn't either. So TT the anti is gonna kill us. The cringe of the minions need to kill us first. Bob didn't take the enzyme, neither should you. That's better than what I was gonna say. Neither should. Okay, hold up. Should you? I gotta fix this. This is way too big of text. Maybe smaller. Should you? Is there a specific font we should have for this? I don't know if there's a specific minion meme font. Wow, such Mzine. Much unethical. Well, that's our next propaganda campaign. Okay. Hashtag, what was the other hashtags? Hashtag not my kids. Hashtag, uh, no zombies. Green Comic Sans, Comic Sans. Facebook moms don't talk like this. They talk like they're speaking to their girlfriends. This should be in Calibri. 100% Calibri. If you're gonna make it cringy and hard to look at, then go all the way. Okay, green Calibri then. I I I I I feel like Comic Sans, the problem with it, there's no Facebook mom's gonna use that. Where's Calibri? Am I blind or something? There you are. Comic Sans or Calibri? I don't know. I feel like it's inaccurate to have Comic Sans. They use Calibri. Well, I feel like they use Calibri because it's the default one, right? So green, Bob. Okay, we can actually make the text bigger now. Bob didn't. Oh, this is already better. Get injected. Neither neither should you. Love, I gotta. Yeah. Okay, then we gotta put the hashtag in. Hashtag not my kids. Maybe that's too big. Hashtag no zombie. Okay, this is blindingly awful. I'm gonna be honest. This text is too bright. Opacity, that's not what we wanted. More. Just gonna. That's so faded. um, the green color sells it too much. Okay, maybe this green color is worse, so I'm gonna have that one actually. I'll just have to manually put in every single letter again. I'm too lazy to type again. Color sells it so much. I feel like it's too bright and burning my eyes though, so I kind of gotta tone it down a bit. I feel like this is less of a Lord Breaker thing and just like a anti Emzine thing in general. And then put a speech bubble of him saying TFW, no Emzine. Hold up. I don't think Facebook moms do that though. I don't think let me look at the average minion meme. Oh yeah, these are awful. And they do just use Calibri. Give Pop hair. What? What? Okay, I'm gonna remove the hashtags because they just, jeez, the minion memes don't have hashtags. There we go. Put the text somewhere else because I have more space. Bob didn't get injected. Bob has hair because he didn't inject. There's this one minion meme where it's because he's healthy. Exactly. Bob prevents hair loss. Neither should you. I feel like we have to have something at least hinting towards or like talking about the Lord Breakers, because this is supposed to be propaganda and not just anti-vax minion memes. Maybe the Lord Breakers are just trying to. And the photo is a minion holding a gun. For a chat filter. Chat filter kind of sounds like a skill issue. Uh, join the Lord Breakers today. Just cut off the first part of my explanation of the minion meme. Uh, maybe I don't know, man. Making bad minion memes is hard. Neither should you. Uh, join the Lord Breakers today. The text is just cut off. Just looks like it was slapped together in 3 minutes. Perfect. Well, that's because it was. Well, I mean, it wasn't exactly 3 minutes, but close enough. I feel like the Lord Breakers just made this just so they could like appeal the booming boomers. They just gonna deep fry it. Hold up. I gotta save this file and then I'll deep fry it. Don't. When you finish it, don't ask what the other files on my computer are. Lord Breakers minion meme. I'll save this one too, so you get another look at my amazing masterpiece, which is my files. No inject meme. Hold up, is part of this cut off? No, it's not. No inject what? File not found. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Now he knows he's an Acer now. One step closer to. Okay. How do you know I have an Acer from that? Where where did you figure out this information? Where's the save as button? Oh, right, because it says Acer right here. Wait, isn't Acer like the most widely used computer brand? No way, I have an Acer. Crazy. Don't get injected. The drive name, well, yeah. I didn't know the thing that'd be exposed from me this stream would be my drive name and the fact I have an Acer. Alright, I think we did pretty good. If you send a pipe bomb to his mailbox and I am not associated with it, we're proud anti-vaxxers. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyways, now I have to go get not canceled. So, I'll have fun with that, I'll say. Let's just see what's happening in card changes voting. Hold up. Uncomfortability. Nerds. Okay, yeah, this card's okay. Okay, now move the chat so we can screenshot it since it's finished. Right, right, right. Hold up, I should probably just post both of these in Artist Hub as well. So after the stream, I'll post both the Minion meme and the Don't Get Your Kids Vaxxed. Or maybe we'll just post them in Teaser Talk. Hold up. After Blue Thing stream, technically anti-vaxxers. It's begun. Exactly, we're proud anti-vaxxers. Right. I'm gonna move my everything off of this. Get your screenshot, kids. But not your vaccine. Alright, yeah, that should be enough time. Then I actually should not move back the chat. I'll zoom out a bit so you can get a better screenshot. Alright, yeah, that's enough time. You can just pause back on that if you want. Alright. Well, I think we've done pretty good today. We've accomplished the three goals, which was to pick a faction and to spread propaganda. The propaganda we spread today that we're proud anti-vaxxers. Lord Breaker propaganda. It's just for minion memes. Alright, I think that's probably it for this stream. I will probably do more streams, well, like, for the teaser content when all the other stuff gets released, because if I remember right here, they do plan on releasing all of these soon. So I think I'll do one on maybe on the, I don't know, maybe when all of these factions have been released, just to look over all of them again, reevaluate if we actually want to be the Lord Breakers. Because, maybe our opinions change. Maybe we're like, actually, they're kind of lame. But right now, yeah, I'm definitely in full support of the Lord Breakers. Anti-vax for life, or whatever. Man, this stream out of context is awful. I hope no employers are watching this because yeah, this does not look good. This does not look good. Oh, it's all a joke though, so it should be fine. All right, yeah, I'm done. I have nothing else to talk about.